Hello and welcome to another game of AAA Wargaming. Must be Christmas because I'm actually doing a second battle report in a week. So let's crack on. So this is the final game of the team tournament. I'm pretty sure we're quite low down. So uh, we were playing. They're quite good. They were quite a good team actually. But anyway, I got paired against Fred Brown with his highborn elves, and what this means for me is it's going to be difficult. It was quite a fast-moving army, as you'll see, but the sort of deployment was. I don't think it was in circle for this one. Sorry, but it definitely was breakthrough. So when you look at the list, you go instantly. There's a definite advantage he has over that. He's quite immobile. So I did think the objective was in his favour for this one, and I was wondering how do I get my very slow moving 2 units of infantry up the way. Apologies if you do hear dogs barking in the background. I am also dog sitting at times, so I'm having to watch 3 dogs now, who are very excited because they've got friends over. And yeah, so we'll take it from there. In terms of his list, so he's got the big dragon with a great weapon, supernatural dexterity. I quite liked it. Crown of the Wizard King as well. So and Rod of Battle. So Queen's Cavalier, just a really bad guy that I didn't. I was like, I must shoot this person off. He's then got a Dragon Master with Div. I've not seen that before. I was like, this is going to be interesting. I didn't really know how to take that one. I preferred that over Pyro, so I was pretty happy with that. But I honestly did not really know. But he's still got Magical Heirloom, so Favor of Melodies is something that I'm still going to have to worry about. Uh, his commander on a giant eagle, so that's going to be quite hard to pin down. But I knew it was going to be a weakness, so I decided, because of the map, as I'll show you, to take Master of Earth. So looking at that, I was like, okay, actually, I'd be wounding on 4 3s with Oaken thrown up, so an AP2. I could sneak some wounds through, and it might be a way of pinning him down or just make him weak enough for something else to take him. He's then got here, he's got a unit of Highborn Lancers and Ryman Knights. So those 2 units, I'm going to struggle to stop them getting into my deployment zone unless I can zone them well. But I haven't got those. It'd be something. Wild Huntsman would be really good at this moment in time. And he's got them with Stalker standards. So they're not going to be worried about any of this stuff. But on the plus side, he hasn't got Pyro, so he's not going to be making these strength 6 at a re-roll against my Tree Fathers. So there is a benefit to this. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think the next part is his 2 units of Sea Guard. I was pretty happy that they didn't have any champions. So, actually, no, sorry, not champions. They did musicians, but this is where I didn't really understand. I would have thought with Div go for one big unit, but maybe it was just a scoring choice. He's then got a unit of Reavers, which I was like, I've got to kill them off. And then the Frost Phoenix. This is going to be quite important because elves versus elves, it just changes the matchup and it's quite on the flank. But I wasn't too concerned about it on its own. My Sentinels can take that off pretty easily. And then 2 units of Grey Watchers. These are really good. Just that -1 to hit is again just really, really important. And it's something I just wanted to kill them off. So I'd mentally give myself some target prioritization before quickly, and it was sort of like Reavers, so I didn't get chaffed up in the wrong. Because otherwise, if I play that wrong, his army is quite punchy, and they're just going to be in my face with the dragons and the knights and the phoenix. Then the grey watchers, because I need to get them out of the way, and then I think it was the phoenix just to get it down, and maybe the dragon and the mage dragon if I get the opportunity. So that was that. My list hasn't changed. As you can see, oh no, I went for healing. No, I didn't go for healing waters. I definitely went for Master of Earth there. Sorry. Otherwise, I did the usual perception, strength, and ice and fire. I probably should have gone for Truth of Time just to give myself a bit more reach, or maybe Altered Sight just so in an elf matchup I've got a bit more of an advantage on the on elf versus elf. And then he's got those. Obviously, he's still got Flavor of Melodies because of because of his heirloom. But I have not changed that from the last one because why would it be Spear of Infinity? Sorry, I do apologise, but the Crown of the Wizard King is correct. He did get Fireball, which was very much like, damn it. That was the one. Is sort of like on Crown of the Wizard King, the two I really, really don't want are Fireball and skinning Quicksilver Lash with this list because either it's the Tree Fathers getting it in the neck or Fireball. And if I had a choice, I'd rather they took Quicksilver Lash. That I can heal, but my Sentinels are going over like dried grass. Even the Blade Dancers. So it's just not one I quite like. Fireball is far more dangerous. I'd rather he took Quicksilver. Anyway, so I thought he had some good spells there. And in terms of deployment, so this was the map. So this is also why. So you got this big impassable here. So I thought, yep, Master of Earth, especially after he chose. No, I chose sides, and I chose this side. And my reasoning was, I wanted this in his deployment zone because of that. I had a wood over here that I could use, possibly if I needed to. If he was, I thought he'd go on this side, and this was how I could sneak my scoring units up. So because I got the forest there, I chose to have another forest here, but I probably should have put it there, I think. Just nice, just have something to move into with the blade dancers, and then cover my scoring units advance. Just in this way, I've opened up the flank. Had the hill there because I just thought actually this could be quite useful for shooting and to hide behind and just play games with. And then we got a hill on his side there with a field, and then a wall this side. So my preference was, and then he chose to drop for first. And as you can see, I'll show you in the next picture, but he really did start going down this side. So I was happy with what I chose. My logic, I thought it was really strong. Yeah. And this is how he deployed. So he's deployed his dragons in the center, with that being his mage. He's got his BSB behind the big impassable, and then his phoenix on the right, just so he can start moving around here. He spread out his teams of grey watchers just to go there. He's got the Knights of Rhymer behind, but I don't think that matters actually because they're quite maneuverable. They're just going to be coming up straight. He's got 2 units of Sea Guard in the center, so I can try and stop them, or he can go down here. And then he's got 2 another units of things there. So he's deployed quite centrally. I thought he'd have deployed at least something over here just to make it easy, but actually, like, no, it's good. It's very maneuverable. It's very clear in the objective. So he's going to punch down here, and he's still got these mobile characters and Frost Phoenix and bit of shooting that can just work the magic on me. So I felt that was his, but otherwise I felt my plan was still workable. So this is what I did. I wanted to clear this off, so I thought, right, I've got to put my Heath Hunters on this side because I need to be able to clear these 2 units off. I don't want to get stuck here. I put my Dryads here and my Heath Riders back here so they wouldn't get shot or anything, and they were just going to move up this side. I wanted my Forest Rangers here so I could threaten this bit and then just suddenly dive in there and get my 3 units. I put my Blade Dancers here, and this is where I should have had this forest further up here, because what I should have done is move the Blade Dancers into there and create this blocking action here for my Forest Rangers to sneak in there, because actually they're not going to do anything for them, and these will have taken them out. I can put some wounds off here, and if he, my only fear was if he brought them mobile over this way. But my Tree Fathers, I was pretty happy between these two. If they start mucking about over here with these, it just means they're not pestering these guys, and I just need to hunt for sixes, and then maybe I'll get one of the characters. Otherwise, I've got the 2 Tree Fathers here. I've put them too close together, and you'll see why in a minute. So yeah, that was it. But so I was okay happy. I think the only mistake I made was the forest. I should have had that further up to enable my plan, or just give me the option. But I just think I was so worried about him advancing quickly. I thought I'd be backing up, but actually that was a mistake. I think that was a mistake. Right, so this is a picture after my turn, but let's go through his turn 1 first and what happened. So he moved his Frost Phoenix out here just to try and zone me out here. Otherwise, he's moved it quite aggressively in the centre. You can see here. So remember, my Tree Fathers are up here. He's blocked me off there. I thought about this before the game, and I still made the mistake. Always don't let a single unit chaff block all your big nasty things, because he's just pushed up with the Knights of Rhymer, the Highborns, his big lancy bloke, his dragon, he's got his BSB there, and it's just like, that's not good. So he can do that, and then in his and it just in Magic I don't think was that powerful. I wasn't really that bothered. I think I stopped perception, not perception strength, the one 2d6 one on my tree father, and I wasn't really too bothered about the rest. In shooting, he hit one of my Heath Hunters here, and that was with them, so they got Fade Miasma, so they're -1 to hit. So yeah, and then my turn. So back to the same photo, and you can see what I've done. So initially, and I realise now why this is so clever. I didn't think at the time. I did not move up these 2 units, so suddenly he's used his Frost Phoenix to fix me. Not the end of the world. I've still got that chance, but I do need to work out how I'm going to do that one. And then, but what I say he's done that. I then move my Heath Hunter's bait up here. The main aim, take those guys out. I need to get rid of them before they start doing that. I then moved my Tree Fathers back off the hill because I didn't want to get shot. And my plan was I was going to shoot both of them at this, and I thought both shooting attacks could do that. Whilst moving these guys back, I couldn't get them in range of there, but my aim was actually to try and buff the Blade Dancers here, but I only got Perception of Strength off, just in case they charge. It was basically a, come on, if you two want to charge me here, he was out of range. If you two want to charge me there, Strength 5, I can choose Lethal Strike, your move, you're going to be in a wood, I'm going to be rolling ones to wound. I don't think that's a good move for you. Cool, so I thought it was pretty safe there. In terms of shooting, I got them off, but I didn't do any wounds with the sentinels on these. He was just his armor saves were coming good, so that was something to think about. I think what I should have done was tried to take off his Frost Phoenix, but I think I was just too far away. I think that if I'd taken out the Frost Phoenix here, it suddenly releases my scoring. The other thing where I lost the plot completely was this. What was I doing? I mean, before with them sitting there, he can't advance because then I countercharge, or at least if he charges them, they tear them apart. Now I've just sent them off to go, yeah, I'll threaten this, but this is so maneuverable. I'm never going to tie that down. And my thought was, oh, if I do this flank here, I can clear it. Great. Idiot, James. I'd have been better off just leaving it there and sidestepping very slowly this way across the battlefield, I think. So that was a really, really poor mistake. Don't turn your back or turn sideways to the enemy, especially if you're not light troops. Anyway, other than that, yep, that's the unit I killed there. And if you look, I did not kill the Illyrian Reavers. Because I couldn't shoot them with my Sentinels either. I realised this. I went, no. So now he's got 2 Illyrian Reavers that can chaff. And and he can chaff them with anyone. So we can chaff the War Blade Dancers and then get close. I mean, it just really is not a clever move, James. Highborn Elves. So what he does is and I didn't see this, I keep forgetting this. With flaming breath weapons. I'm better at it with my own forces now. I keep forgetting about the opposition. Apparently, the opposition can have breath weapons. Totally unfair, I think. He moved both his dragons in front of my blade dancers, and I just thought, yes, 4d6 strength 4 hits against agility 6 models. This is going to be interesting. He's also, this is really clever, he's charged his 2 Illyrian Reavers into my Sentinels. They're in the flank. They're going to get 4 attacks. I mean, if they kill 2 and I don't kill any back, I mean, he's killed 2, so he's up 2. He's flank, charge, so he's up by 4. I mean, I'm leadership 8 army. Don't care whether I've got a reroll. A leadership 4. I mean, he could destroy my blade dancers in this. So this game could end really, really quickly. Yeah, there's the other one. Otherwise, you can see he's moved up. So this is the other mistake I made. Because I've moved up the hill, that's what allowed him to go and do this. Because now there's just this dead spot here, and I can't get him with my Tree Fathers. So I would have been better just leaving them on the hill a little bit back so that I could zone this area. Because Tree Fathers going in there is not great for him. But as it is, I've given him an easy run in here, and that wasn't. And then you can see he started to bring his BSB across, and that's to threaten my Heath Hunters here and work in tandem with the Frost Phoenix, and also these 2 shooting units here. And he's just going to start peppering my Heath Hunters. So you can see he's pinned me down here. He's done really well. At this moment, I thought, okay, I'm going to lose my Blade Dancers. There's a high probability I lose, and that's before combat. So that means If I lose the Blade Dancers, I'm probably. Oh no, my BSB would be there. I'm going to lose, potentially going to lose the Sentinels. I'm going to have some really, really bad stuff done to my Heath Hunters. And I really have no other way of dealing with those dragons apart from 5 Sentinels because his magic got off and he killed. I think it was Fate's Judgment. So I had a choice between the two. I stopped the 2d6 one and then he killed 4 of them. So, right, here we go. This is all that died. 4d6. Like, let's think about the odds there. Even if he rolls 3 2 3 2, that's 10. On threes, he should hit 7. He should at least kill 6. In my head, he should at least kill 6, even if he rolls badly. I mean, come on. Like, let's say 3 or 4, 3 or 4. Yeah, like, he should have. Yeah, okay, so I got very lucky there. So that was one, like, very lucky. My unit is still there, and now he's got 2 dragons sat in front of them, which I was over the moon with. He then proceeded to tear apart this unit. I think he got altered sight. No, he got the reroll to hit on one of them, so he absolutely murdered them. So I've only got 1 Heath Hunter left there. So that probably went to plan. That was fair. And then in combat, he loses one of them. Yeah, but in short, he loses one, or I kill one, he kills something. But effectively, I win combat. No, I think I killed both. Yeah. So I killed both of them and survived. So I've had my Blade Dancers survive, and these guys. So I was like, the luck is with me. I'm doing this. I'm playing badly, but the luck is with me. So come on, let's go for it. So what I did is, so that's that. So what I did here was I charged his dragon with Blade Dancers. I had a thought, but he challenges. Even if I challenge out, I'm outside the wood. He's probably going to kill me, even if I do 3 plus. Um, this is the one problem with this magic setup. I can't have the option of 2 tree spells, and I think with Blade Dancers, it's an absolute must. Just they can survive if you've got 2 tree spells. You don't need any other buffs. They can make it work with 3+ ages because one turn they can hold, and then they can do some other stuff, and hopefully get a spell off. But you must get them in a wood. And also, this kind of emphasizes if I'd moved that wood or had it further forward in line with the other wood, I'd I'd be okay charging that dragon. And maybe they'd have taken some DTs and all the rest of it. So lesson learned. But what happens is he flees, probably rightly so, flees up through there. I then had a choice here. He's taken a wound, so I think that was, I can't remember why. Maybe it was last time. Maybe I did get a wound off in the shooting. Anyway, I had an option here of whether I charge through there and push him through there and push him even further back. And I can't remember why I didn't. I know I redirected with them, and I thought, okay, I don't want to go into that. Hopefully, I can go past there. If I get to there, they can't see me, so that's a good thing. I may be out of the wood and a bit more vulnerable to shooting and magic, but at least I'm there. So I tried to charge the BSB. It was like a 10 or 11. He was high. Yeah, I'm probably 11. But it was offshot. I did fail the charge, but I got out of there, so we're all good. I didn't charge them because I thought, he'll flee. He'll go through there. Maybe I'll get a couple of wounds. He's on a big dragon. He'll survive. And then I lose this unit as they get countercharged by the Frost Phoenix. And if I don't hit the BSB. So I decided not to do so. That was my only charge there. Looking at it now, what I could have done is charge that, charge them out of the way, and then charge them in. But either way. Other than that, you can see I've moved my forest rangers up. I realised my mistake because that also allowed them to do that. So I've moved them around and I'm like, right, okay, just stick to the plan, get to the objective, and see if you can box these people in. Start moving the Dryads up. So this is sort of where I'm like, right, I've got to distract them. So I moved my unit here and I popped my wizard out, and the wizard has gone to the other unit and they're somewhere over there, or the wizard is running. But effectively, I've made sure that if he charges me, he's going into the wood. And I'm just lining up so that I can start plinking away at these wounds. I've pushed the 2 Tree Fathers out of Arc of the Knights of Rhymer and in front of them because I think they're only strength 5 on the charge, and I think take one. Hopefully I hold on leadership 8, and then I can counter charge and I take one of his scoring units out, I think it's unlikely they're going to be able to get there. Hopefully, I can stop them. So I've got 3 scoring units here. If I can take one of these this cavalry unit out, I've got an advantage. Right. Yeah, that was just there. I don't do any wounds to him. Wasn't good. So the plan is not working on there. So I'm lucky everywhere else, but my shooting is not turning up, which is a bit of a problem. In terms of highball and else turns 3. I didn't really know what to do with these Heath Hunters because I couldn't really get out of arc, but I should have done something. Anything but this. So I sat them there. I think I'd had a call and I panicked at this moment. So his BSB charged into them and I stood and shot. Now, what I should have done, I think, was flee because then my blade dancers would have gone into him. Yeah, that's what I should have done there. I should have fled and then he'd have had to flee through his dragon and then I could keep forcing him back. So that's what I should have done. Anyway, I didn't. I thought maybe standard shoot I could get lucky. I think he only had a 3+ save. It's a great eagle. Maybe I can do something, but no. Cool. In terms of shooting, I think I can't remember what this was. I can't remember whether this was my saves or his shooting. I think it's his dice because that yeah, this must be his shooting because that dice is there. What did he shoot on me? I think it was his shooting from there, and I think they needed 5s and 6s. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This must be 9. Yeah, it must be that, or something like that. That was it. He's shooting really long way. Effectively, he absolutely mullered me this game. No, these were my saves, I think. Yeah, so that must have been a spare dice over there. Yeah, these are my saves. So he absolutely mullered this unit, and somehow I rolled like a champ. So I think, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that would make sense because there's 7 in the front rank. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I use that dice for 5 because that was how many wounds there were. So yeah, that would make sense. And I've saved 4 of them, so I've still got the unit. So lucky boy James. In his turn, he charged that as expected. He didn't take any duties on the way in, and he ate the unit. As you can see, also he's been very clever with the Rhyme Knights. He can see what I'm doing with the Tree Fathers, so he's looking to protect them whilst taking the Highborn Lancers out of my arc. So fair one. Right, my turn. I can't leave my Blade Dancers out there anymore, and I need to somehow distract the dragon. So I need to bring them back into a forest, so they have some protection from shooting. They've got they've lost a bit of their MR now, which is dangerous. So I need to regrow them as well. So I need to bring them back. So the plan was bring them back to there and throw dice at Summer's Growth or something, because I can't get in range of 12 inches, so I need to do that. Otherwise, bring the Sentinels up behind the dragon, start trying to plink some wounds off. And then I started playing silly stuff with the Rhymer Knight. So I brought one Tree Father up, just basically so he could clip me with a couple, but otherwise, hopefully, I can knock them apart. And then my other one was chasing the uh, Highborn around, whilst also potentially being able to shoot the little 5 Watcher Bladies. And then on the right, I think I charged. Yes, I did charge here. It was a bit of a Hail Mary. I've lost one of the Heath Hunters. Do you remember that one lone blokey? Well, here he is, just running around doing nothing. But I think he does do a wound this round on his character or something like that. But effectively, these charge here, I may get right, but I'd forgotten about the -1 agility and stuff like that. So, actually, in hindsight, this was a really bad move because they're only Heath Riders with Strength 5, AP 3, but I'm going to be going after him. It's not going to take much. 2 wounds off that, and I really can't kill him anymore. So yeah, luckily we have a bit of a fluff fest, and neither of us do anything to each other on that combat. But then his turn thing, he doesn't take the bait into the Tree Father, or any of my chargers actually. So what he does is he moves them, he gets them narrow, and he moves them out. So then scoring, but they're over there. He moves these back here to support this flank, and it basically gives my Forest Rangers a really difficult choice. He's moved the dragon up so we can start, and the shooting so we can start plinking away at these ones. The dragon is around here basically to threaten to center so that I can't really move anywhere and supports them. But he didn't go into the Blade Dancers, which is good. So I get another turn to try and repair them. Um, so yeah, he's playing this really well, and he's in real control of the game. And I think the big mistake I made was moving my Forest Rangers out sideways because it means I've just given him the center of the board, and I'm just stacking up behind the Heath Riders now with them. In stuff, so he kills two of me, and I think I do a wound, but I managed to stick, which is incredible. So yeah, in Silvernail's turn 4. So what I do is I decide that he's put his dragon too far away. I can't get to his center and I don't want to. What I want to do is somehow block his Brymonites in. So what I do is I block there and I think maybe I've blocked them in. That's my intent. They're big points. I want to go and kill them and it also means I've stopped his scoring unit. That's my thought. I've bailed my wizard out of my sentinels to try and draw his dragon in. And also um, because my blade dancer there. Maybe I can trap them. So my thought is, if somehow I can stop his, because it's turn 4, I don't think he's got enough movement to get his 2 Sea Guard into my deployment zone. His Lancers, if somehow I can stop them with my stuff, I may be able to sneak the Forest Rangers into his deployment zone. And then I win the deployment if I can kill the Rhymers at the moment. And that's my thought process. Risky, but I need to at this point because I'm not playing better anywhere else. But I'm still trying. This is my thought. Going for the win. Right, so you can see here. So what I do to do it is I bring these up to here. I can't remember what spell I got on them, but it wasn't great. And I moved them up. My aim was to try and... I basically threw everything at Summer's Growth and he stopped it. Not sure how, but that was it. And you see, I've brought the Giants up here. I've brought this Lone Horseman in there. So I've got these units stacking up here that are just going to ruin him a bit, whilst these are just aiming to get in. I don't care. They just have to get in there as long as I can kill the Rymanites. And then I win objective, and suddenly I might be able to scrape something from this game. I don't get Forest Embrace off. He kills my Heath Riders, but they fail their panic check, and he overruns here. So now my Dryads are in danger. In Other than that, that's all that happens in my Silvernail's turn 4. I managed to get a wound off on the dragon. Look, it's poking out the back of his thing. So the centaurs managed to kill at least a wound off. Maybe I can get another one on the way in. But importantly, I've kept my wizards alive. Right, in his turn, and I just did not see this. And this kind of very well done. So he only needs to be at the end, and he's got another turn. So what he does is he doesn't charge, but he just moves these out the way and then moves them back there because I can't block them off because he's charged the dragon in there. And now because I tried, I was like, how can I do this? Can I get in front? Nope. And then he can move into their next turn. So I was like, okay, fair play, Fred. You've won objective. I can't stop this. I mean, I'd need a miracle. Otherwise, he's moved all his stuff up. He's going to shoot that Heath Hunter off. Sorry. He's probably going to be able to charge in there and kill my Dryads. And I'm going to be risking this. So the only thought process was in a Hail Mary. But so otherwise, he kills them off. He doesn't do much damage to everything else, but he's totally outplayed me on that one. Yep, that's another one. He gets a load of spells off, shoots the Blade Dancers. Yep, shoots a few more Forest Rangers off. Not really that bothered. Yep, eats them. I don't cause any wounds, and now it's stuck there. So my main aim is I want to trap. In turn 6, I go, right, I can't stop these Rymanites. I'm not going to charge them. So what I do is I bait him on turn 6. So I put a Tree Father in front of his Lord and I go, go on then, let's see what you can do. So he does that. The next bit I do is I call out the drums, and I've charged here. And my logic is, he can't run. If I get in there, I can overrun into there. And this was it, because I'm starting to plink a few wounds away with just the shooting and the magic and constantly everything else. So it's not impossible. It's strength 5. It's doable. I could kill him in the final turn, and that's a big amount of points there, actually. It's nearly 1,000. He stands and shoots. He does a wound, and I roll, like, because I'm not Swiss stride anymore. I'm only, or was I Swiss stride? No, I was still Swiss stride with the unit, and I rolled really low. To be fair, I've had a lot of luck in this game, so if it's going to go wrong, it was there. So that was fair one. Um, Other than that, what I did was in my wizards, I just made sure I could see with the druidism wizard his BSB that was over here. Spoiler. Um, Other than that, I've moved my Heath Hunter over here. He's over there, and just I'm just trying to shoot and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. Um, in my turn, yes, I got the BSB with a Master of Earth. I knew it would finally pay off. I took that final wound. Take that, yeah, eagle thingy. But anyway, yes, so I managed to get that. I was really happy about it. I think I cheered. It was like a moral victory. I've killed this flying thing. Um, Otherwise, nothing really much happens. I've got my Forest Rangers into there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's the end of the game. So the reason we ended it here is we just sort of like, he was like, I don't want to charge there. I was like, look, I can give you the Heath Hunter if you want. You're going to shoot him off. What I asked him, what do you want to shoot at? And I was like, look, that's 300. You've got half points, but that's 175, 85 more points. He went, yeah, okay. So he gave him that. He hasn't got enough magic for that. Dryad's probably on, and the Dryad survived. Oh, oh, that's interesting. Okay, maybe I did that wrong. Doesn't matter. And I was like, look, you've got the objective here. I can't stop you. And he decided not charging because then there's a possibility turn 6 I kill his dragon, and that changes quite a lot because it's with 200 points there is about 1100. So we left it there. I don't think he was in range to get there and get them. Um, he could have got them, but we just called it there. Um, yeah, and that was it. So I killed 1045 of his. That's not Demon News, that's Highborn Elves. Sorry, you can see I'm a bit rusty. He killed 2294 of mine. He didn't get the Dryas. What did he get? Maybe he got half points on something else. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Either way, he totally outplayed me, and I got very lucky between the breath weapon low rolling. The reason it didn't kill all my blade dancers is he rolled so low. I think he got like a 2, a 1, a 3, and a 2 for that. It really was not. And then he didn't roll well for wounding, and that's why I lost fairly little, which I was pretty happy. I think I'd also failed all my armor saves on that one, and then I failed roll really well on that. So I think the dice were definitely with me at points, and Fred just played so much better than me. He understood the objective far better than I did. He planned it really well. I was mucking about my Forest Rangers rather than that, and he was just unlucky. I think it's more that this wasn't at least an 18-2 rather than anything better. So he got points for 13-7 and he got the objective, and yeah. And then I think we lost a round, which put us in last place, and Spiky Extravaganza there, a stalwart team trying to, and we got last place. So those are our wooden spoons. But as our better halves told us, it's the most useful thing. Sorry, there's Ben with his best painted trophy. So I think we've come with some of the prettier army. There was some really pretty armies, and it's something Spiky Club very proud of across all members. So, but yeah, the more important was is we got the wooden spoon, and I think that wasn't unexpected, if I'm really honest. But as our better halves did say, it's the most useful thing we've ever brought home from a wargaming tournament. For instance, might have seen this before, and this is what Antoine, and he's got a brilliant rabbit model there. I don't know whether I showed it to you. His abomination is the Monty Python Holy Grail one, and it's just the killer rabbit in there. It's a cool model. Absolutely love it. But yeah, he cooked a cake, and that's what was put on the forum. So yeah, and there's a wooden spoon there. So I think overall a brilliant day, brilliant weekend away. I think yeah, 5 fantastic opponents. You've mostly schooled me, but I have learnt a lot from you all. Thank you. Jordan, thank you very much for running it. It's our first team tournament and we thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, it was brilliant. The food, the venue, just the organisation was perfect. Thank you. We do all know that like hosting a wargaming core tournament is like hosting cats, but the cats might be drunk. So it's difficult enough at the best of times. Um, I think the only thing I would go through, sorry if people are getting dizzy by this, is just the list. Right, sorry, I'm just right in my list. I've played two variations of this list, one at Art of War and one here. I prefer the Art of War list, and my logic is I don't like the Leadership 8 and I don't like the Magic setup. I know lots of people, I remember podcast. Oh, it's one done by Jack Chapman. Where is that right now? It hasn't been around for a bit. Oh, it was really good. It's Jack Chapman, James McDonald, and Rory Stoves. Um, really good podcast. I fully recommend it. I can't remember what the name is. Ooh. But they actually picked up on my Magic Art of War, and I just think this is just a personal choice to me. I quite like Div with this list. It just keeping. There were a few moments where the Tree Fathers ran away, where I could have done with a minimized leadership check or just that one extra pip. Um, it works well when you just need those re-rolls on Sentinels. Although it's only 10 shots on poison, it really matters. And then between scrying and that, I just didn't feel the need to use perception strength at all. And I think with games since then, that still counts. I'd still say that. So I still, sorry, I still like the list. I think it's a really strong list. I'm just not very good with it. It's just not my style on certain things. I'm. I think I'd go back to a div. Um, I do like the Adept of Druidism with the Book of Arcane Mastery. It suddenly makes Oaken Throne quite a lot more reliable. I think it's a really good choice in Adept. Otherwise, you can't really get those high ones because you're rolling two dice at Oaken Throne. I think I'm not a big fan of Lightning Band Racers. Just doesn't work for me. I think with Sylvan Else, you've just got so much better shooting. There's other items you can take. And actually, with a Tree Father, Rod of Battle can demonstrate more. So I'll have a play around with that. I still like Drums of Cameron. It's just fun. Yeah. Patient Strength I still quite like. Um, but I do miss my. I think the one thing this list did miss was ranged threat in combat. And that's where I think I need to look at the Castrals and the Wild Huntsmen. Um, and spoiler alert, Wild Huntsmen were in my Cardiff list, so which is so yeah. Have a good, have a good. It's a good thing. Going to keep this list together, but probably going to try and go back to something a bit more. And I miss my dragon model. That's the honestly, I miss my dragon model. And I remember saying that at the end of each game actually. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go on and just I'm going to go straight onto my Cardiff games just because they're fresh in my memory after the last weekend. I'm not going to do the friendlies yet. I'll do them afterwards. This may be my last tournament of the year until maybe Masters Open. I'm definitely not Masters material. Um, and I fully recommend that tournament, by the way, whoever if it's going ahead, and or Art of War in February. That was announced at Cardiff, so it's going to be about the 11th of February. I'm hoping Spikey can come down in a big group again. It's quite a lot easier to see us, and it is a really good venue again. But otherwise, I'll go straight on to Cardiff for next. So thank you very much. Hope you have a good weekend.